Hey guys, it's Keeks. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be deep diving into what society gets wrong about trauma, and I'm very passionate about this subject, so lock in. Society needs to stop treating trauma like it's an identity. We wear it, we excuse ourselves with it, and sometimes we even make it our whole personality. The truth though, everyone has trauma. It doesn't make you special, and it certainly doesn't give you an excuse to stay ignorant. Society makes trauma out to be this big, huge, scary event that warrants you pity. It's not. It's not the car crash, the messy breakup, or even the screaming parent. It's the parameters your brain made so you could survive. Healing from that trauma also isn't as simple as it's made out to be. We've all heard of shadow work, decoding the trauma, if you will, but in reality, there are two sides to healing: the mental acceptance of it and the somatic healing. Think of it like the thinking and the feeling. One shifts your perspective and the other one rewires your body to feel safe again. So guys, trauma can be healed. And in saying that, using that trauma as an excuse for shitty behavior is not healing. It's just infecting the people around you. Leaving your trauma unchecked doesn't just infect the people around you, you're also infecting your physiology and your psyche. Because when you're in fight or flight, your body reroutes everything for survival. Blood is pulled from your inner organs to your outer extremities so you can run and fight. That means your digestion, your immune function, and even your cellular repair gets pushed to the back burner. And this doesn't just happen when you experience that traumatic event. It happens every single time you relive it in your mind. When the trauma doesn't get processed, your body stays in that survival state, even when you are physically safe. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system constantly. Short term, those chemicals give you an energy rush, that adrenaline rush. Long term, it wrecks you. Chronic stress weakens your gut, suppresses immunity, and literally wears your system down from the inside. The part that gets you hooked and makes it so difficult to heal your trauma is that energy rush caused by the fight or flight response becomes addicting to your body. If you have chronic stress and you are constantly in fight or flight, your system is so depleted that it relies on that cortisol release and that adrenaline rush to give you your only sense of energy. You are running off of trauma. Yeah, and when this happens, your brain literally craves it like a drug. You will create drama in your life, toxic relationships, procrastination, the list goes on. And you think you're fine because your biology sees survival state as normal. So trauma isn't just mindset, memories, or even a card you can play to avoid accountability. It is your body literally eroding from the inside, wasting resources on imaginary threats, and betraying the very body that keeps you safe, that keeps you alive. There are 3 slippery slopes that are very prominent in society regarding trauma. The first one is over-identification, marinating in your trauma until it becomes your mask, until your whole existence is defined by a single negative circumstance. You can let that trauma consume you. You can let that trauma define you for all I care. Or you can let it build you to be a better person. The second is bypassing, labeling it, talking about it, but never actually feeling it or releasing it from the body. You may have cognitively understood it, you may even feel healed, but you are completely oblivious to the fact that your biological stress response is eating away at you. And the third is the cultural outlook on trauma in general. Society normalizes living in constant stress, sleep deprivation, overworking, and living off of caffeine. We call it productivity, but really it's just survival mode dressed up as ambition. And the danger in that is when stress becomes normal, you don't realize you're unwell. Anxiety feels like personality, exhaustion feels like discipline, and burnout feels like success. And in this state, nobody can communicate with intention. So then everyone's trauma gets traded like currency to justify reactions. So just know guys, trauma isn't permanent. Trauma isn't a life sentence. It's an adaptation your brain made to keep you alive. But that doesn't mean that you have to keep it forever. And the first step to healing that trauma is understanding it, knowing why you react the way you react. It takes so much blame off your shoulders. It takes all the self-loathing out of the equation. And in a weird way, you find a sense of gratitude for your brain and body protecting you like that. And the next step is purging it, somatic healing, feeling it, finally releasing it. I personally see my trauma as kind of like an initiation period. People that haven't gone through trauma are more likely to see the world in black and white, good and bad. And people with trauma, I've noticed, are more likely to understand that people are flawed, complicated, but still worth loving and understanding. My traumas personally equipped me with the ability to hold nuance and understand that not everything is as simple as it seems. And look, using your trauma as an identity may make you feel validated or significant, but the cost to your mind, body, and relationships will never be worth it. This problem isn't mine or yours, it's all of ours. So subscribe, share, like, comment, help me drag the rest of us out of this trance.